Welcome to this playground. In this playground, we're going to be looking at the logical operators. Now, logical operators give a lot more power to what we were doing previously in the if and else statements. And you will see that throughout our programming and app development, the logical operators become absolutely crucial in being able to manipulate and change data. So here we're looking at the AND statement. We've got a student age variable, which is an integer. We've got the birth month, which is a string and contains June. And we now come into our if statements and we say if student age is greater than or equal to 10 and birth month equals June. If that's the case, if both the left-hand side and the right-hand side are true, and when I say left-hand side, what do I mean by that? I mean the left-hand side of our AND operator and the right-hand side of our AND operator. And if they are both true, it will go into that if statement. And when I say go into the if statement, between the open curly bracket and the closed curly bracket. Just as a side note, you would have seen when I highlighted birth month, Xcode gave us some documentation, and we'll talk about documentation a little bit later. So, age greater than or equal to 10, it has a value of 17. Birth month equals June, it equals June. So when we run this code, we should get the print statement 10 or older born in June. And that's what we've got. So the if statement was true. Let's now make a change within that if statement. I'm going to change the birth month equals June to say birth month not equal to June. So we're checking that the student age is greater than or equal to 10 and the birth month is not equal to June. So let's now run this code and see what happens. Wow, perhaps less than 10, also possibly not born in June. So let's take a look. So what's happened is birth month not equal to June. So the birth month has a value of June. So we're checking and we want to know that the birth month is not equal to June. However, the birth month does equal June, and therefore that is not true. Now, because birth month not equal to June is not true, that means the whole if statement is not true, and therefore we go down and execute the else code. Now, the next thing we want to do is make a couple of other changes. I'm going to change our AND statement and make it an OR statement. And I'm going to go here and say equals, so equals June, but I'm actually going to change the variable's value to July. So we now have the birth month set to July. Let's have a look at what happens when I run the code. 10 or older, born in June. So what's taken place? The if statement has gone, if student age is greater than or equal to 10, yes it is, it's true. Now because this is an OR statement, only one side of the OR statement, either the left or the right, needs to be true. Hence, with student age greater than or equal to 10 being true, it simply now moves into the if statement, and that's this code here, and it executes that code, and we get 10 or older, born in June. Now, this is a really important thing to grasp in app development and coding. we've made some changes to our code and our logic is now different, but our message that's output hasn't changed. And it can lead you to misunderstand what your code is doing. So it's important when you change the logic that you ensure the rest of your program is altered to match that logic. Okay, let's make another change here. So let's look at changing the value here of our student age, let's say to 9. So our student age is now 9 and we're checking if student age is greater than or equal to 10 or birth month equals June. So let's run this code and you'll see that we got perhaps less than 10, also possibly not born in June, because our student age is less than 10. Now I'm going to make one more change back up here and I'm going to change this over to June. And I'm now going to run the code one more time and I get 10 or older born in June. And the reason we got that, similar to before, the student age greater than or equal to 10 isn't true, but because it's an or statement, it checks now the right-hand side. And birth month equal to June, yes it is. So therefore, it equates the statement as true and executes this line of code. So we're seeing once again, if we don't make changes to other parts of our app, then we can be led to think things aren't functioning correctly, when really all it is an incorrect print statement. So that now gives you an excellent understanding of the logical operators and their application within Swift.